Okay, in the first lecture on integration, we have developed a few theorems. Why do we need antiderivative and how to figure it out? What are the rules? What do we mean by antiderivative? And we have found out few standard antiderivatives. We have written down, and using those standard antiderivatives, we have tried to solve few problems where you were required to convert the given problem into the problem whose solution is known to you. TKP principle. Okay, so that is the first approach. You try to convert the given problem into the problem which is standard, whose antiderivative is known to you, and the efforts. I mean, in indefinite integral, basically our efforts are going to be finding out the antiderivative. That means if we could find out the simple function whose derivative is given function, then our majority of the work is over, and therefore indefinite integral topic, what we are learning is to find out what is the function. I mean, that is the aim. So search for the simple function whose derivative is given. And therefore we are developing many techniques of doing that, and techniques that we learned in the first lecture were initial trigonometric simplification or initial algebraic simplification. By doing that, if we could convert the given problem into the problem which is standard, whose antiderivative is known to us, we solve those problems like that. So they were more trigonometry problems, they were more algebra problems than integration problems. Okay. What was the last number of question? E13.
13.
13. Okay. So the technique that we will learn is integration by substitution. Very simple theorem. Integral f of x dx is equal to f of x dx by dt into dt is equal to integral f of phi of t phi dash of t dt. I mean, in composition of function we have done this proof, but this is typically the substitution. So if you could find out correct substitution, suddenly your integral gets simplified and finding out antiderivative becomes very easy. Let us quickly write down proof of this because this is general. I is equal to it is so disturbing that okay, okay, proof. Let I is equal to integral f of x dx. This is exactly same as di by dx is equal to f of x. And now we are in derivatives. We have proved several theorems in derivative, chain rule, etc. by two methods, and hence we are authorized to write di by dx is equal to di by dt. Di by dx what is there? Therefore di by dt is equal to di by dx into dx by dt, correct? Which is equal to f of x into dx by dt. So again, if I use reverse definition, then I is equal to integral f of x dx by dt into dt. Okay, that is this part. And if you call x as function of t, then you get this. If x is equal to phi of t, then dx by dt is equal to phi dash of t, hence proved. Okay? So we are allowed to substitute. Now there is a question. Can we substitute whatever we want just to get rid of integration? The answer at the moment is yes. Suppose I substitute x is equal to sine t. Is it allowed? Maybe at the moment, yes, it is no problem. If your integral gets solved by substituting x is equal to sine t, we are okay with it at the moment. Under indefinite integral, we are okay with it. Because indefinite integral is search operation. By substituting and following this particular theorem, if you could get out of that integral sign and you could find out the simple function, then whatever you have done, if logically all the steps are correct, then it is okay. But the moment I substitute x is equal to sine t, x has got limitation. X cannot be greater than 1 less than minus 1. That is inherent in this substitution. Maybe it is not applicable to the integral which is given. So those things like what are the limits in which you are playing, what is the domain, what is codomain of the substitution that you are doing, all this will come when we are really interested in finding out the value of the integral under two limits. Integral from a to b, what happens? What is that number? That is going to be a real number. That integral is going to be a real number. Geometrically, it might be the area under the curve. So at that time, we have to be alert while doing this substitution. Because not only we are finding out antiderivative, but also evaluating the area under the curve. And hence, if x value in this integral is from minus infinity to plus infinity, and if I substitute x is equal to sine t, then I am restricting my x value between minus 1 to 1. So maybe I will force some error in my calculations. However, by putting x is equal to sine t, if I can get rid of this animal integral sign, and if I could get a simple function whose derivative is given function, then at the moment under indefinite integral it is okay. But the moment you are evaluating the definite integral, we have to be alert. We have to carry those limits along. At that time, I will explain it in detail. But you may have a question right now. Is any substitution at this stage all right? I mean, so far we are getting the antiderivative. And if you have any doubt about your antiderivative, you differentiate it once and check whether you get original function or not. It is all right. It is legal. It is okay. Hare, have I made the point which, have you understood the point that I am trying to make? Substitution is all right, provided it gives us easy antiderivative at the moment. And it is true always, whenever you find out your antiderivative, it is going to be true always that its derivative should be given function. Otherwise, your antiderivative is wrong. As simple as that. Doing substitutions, if you could find out your antiderivative easily, yes, why not? We should do that substitution. Any question? Okay, so therefore, now I give you, instead of giving you standard list of substitutions that are famous and obvious, I would like to give you problems and you figure out which should be the standard substitution. Example number 14. I is equal to integral radical a square minus x square upon x square dx. मी एक एक गणित देणार आहे कारण मला उत्तर चेक करायला सोपं जातं. ज्यांचं पटकन होईल त्यांनी थोडा वेळ वाट बघायला लागेल. Because it is a first substitution problem, maybe here. Now x square cannot be greater than a square. That is inherent. That leads to our substitution x is equal to a sine theta, because sine theta will keep it between 1 to -1 and supported by a will not never make it greater than a square. So put x is equal to a sine theta. Okay. Here the substitution is respecting the values of x, and therefore we will not have any problem in indefinite integral also, because it is obeying the values of x. If you look at this function itself, x will be x will be between -a to a, and that is what is happening here. And then the moment you decide to put something, you need to find out what do we mean by dx. It is a cos theta. Put everything inside. A square will come out as a common. There is a radical sign, therefore a. 1 minus sine square will become cos square, and radical sign, therefore cos theta upon a square sine square theta, बरोबर है, into a cos theta d theta. That makes it integral cot square theta d theta, and this is supposed to be standard. In the list of standard integrals it was there. Therefore the answer is minus radical a square minus x square upon x minus sine inverse x by a. You can substitute a cos theta and you will get cos inverse here, etc. I mean, there will be these varieties always available. Now one thing that I would like to tell you at this stage only is, problem is in a and x, hence solution must be in a and x, and therefore we are doing substitution. We are going substitution in this direction, and end of the day we are going back. So it's like shift of origin. You are shifting the origin, solving the problem, and coming back to the old origin like this. However, when we are going to learn definite integral, where we are interested in number, area under the curve, we need not have to go back. Only thing that we need to do is carry the limits along. Whatever substitution you have made, you carry those limits along, and in that case you can solve the problem in theta itself and put the new limits over there. These limits will be new, here limits will be old. If you using this substitution, you change the limits also, and then solve the problem in theta and report the answer. Because after shifting the origin, we have seen that the nature does not change. The quality of the curve does not change. Therefore, if area under the curve we are trying to find out, but it is not possible to solve this integral, and it is easy to solve this integral. Indefinite integral, you carry the limits along and then don't come back. in indefinite integral, you have to come back. You cannot, I mean, if you write down your answer in terms of theta, it is a wrong answer because we don't know what theta is. As simple as that. I think that is the explanation. Let us solve few more problems on substitution. 56%.
Sir, the plus sign inverse of x by हवा ना.
होय, माझ्याकडे मायनस लिहिलेलं आहे. प्लस साइन इनवर्स पाहिजे का?
नाही सर, मायनसच येते.
मायनस
1 आहे ना, -1 आहे त्यामुळे E15 I is equal to x cube 1 plus x square raised to 1/3 dx. करा. Now the substitution here is no, what substitution will work? It is purely based on experience and how many problems you solve. There is no proper method. You do this, you do this. I mean, there will be guidelines what is to be substituted, but it is trial and error. Therefore, in this case, if we substitute 1 plus x square is equal to t, the job gets done. Therefore, x square is equal to t minus 1. Therefore, x is equal to t minus 1 raised to half. Okay, and 2x dx is equal to dt. Therefore, dx is equal to dt upon 2x, which is, I mean, yes, let me write down 2x here. Everything will be in t. So now, can I get one x here along with the dx? That makes it dt by 2. And then I am left with 1x square here, and therefore it is t minus 1, that is x square, inside bracket t raised to 1/3. Is that correct? This is what is this substitution, which makes it, split it now, 1/2 integral t raised to 1, t raised to 1/3, that is t raised to 4/3 dt minus integral t raised to 1/3 dt, which is half t raised to 4/3 plus 1, that is 7/3, divided by 7/3, that is 3 by 7 into 3 by 7 minus 1/2 e raised to 4 by 3 into 3 by 4. That is the answer, which is equal to 3 by 14 e raised to 7 by 3 minus 3 by 8 e raised to 4 by 3. Doubts? Any doubt? Difficulty? You have to switch on mic and ask immediately, otherwise I am putting next problem. E7, E16. I is equal to integral cos cube x sin 4th x dx. The substitution is sin x is equal to t. Put and then it is an algebraic integral after you substitute this, and the answer therefore is sin raised to 5x by 5 minus sin raised to 7x by 7 plus c. That is the answer. Okay. Next, E70. I is equal to integral x radical a square minus x square divided by radical a square plus x square dx. Of course, we have to do some trigonometric substitution here, then only it will get simplified. And something minus something upon something, same thing plus same thing happens in the formula 1 minus cos upon 1 plus cos. Right? We know what this is. Therefore, substitute x square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. Therefore, 2x dx is equal to minus a square 2a square sine 2 theta d theta. 2 gets cancelled. Therefore, dx by x dx is equal to, so this x dx is taken care, x dx is equal to, so I is equal to integral. What will happen in the numerator? A square comes out common, radical becomes a, gets cancelled with the denominator. Inside radical sign you have 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 1 plus cos 2 theta. Then x dx is equal to minus a square sine 2 theta. This is what is your integral, which is equal to minus a square comes out common, inside bracket you have what? What is this radical sign? 1 minus cos 2 theta upon 1 plus cos 2 theta. 1 minus cos 2 theta is
2 sin square theta.
is going to be 2 sin square theta, denominator 2 cos square theta. Therefore, radical, so sin theta upon cos theta. Let me write. This is sin theta upon cos theta into sin 2 theta. That means 2 sin theta cos theta. Cos theta gets cancelled. Therefore, you get minus a square integral or 2 times a square integral sin square theta. I think we should have ready solution for this one. I mean, you get into cos 2 theta or something like that and you answer. So final answer is maybe the way I have written in my notes is minus a square inside bracket half cos inverse x square by a square minus half radical a square minus a fourth minus x fourth divided by a square bracket complete plus 18 integral e raised to x 1 plus x divided by cos square x e raised to x dx.